Doesnt still in the air, Lieutenant.
Talassa is on side, Lieutenant.
Acknowledged.
Oh my god, guys, we've had an update with Greta. Okay, so after her most recent, pretty obvious false flag attack, which coincided with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, meaning she got absolutely zero coverage because no one really gives a fuck about her. Apparently about 48 hours after that, there was a second attack. People just allegedly dropping incendiary devices with, you know, drones, but it looks an awful lot like they just fired a flare gun into the ground to create a false flag. Also, I don't know why Israel would be fucking around off the coast of Tunisia, which is very far away. Even by water, it's very far away. By land, it's very far away through several hostile Muslim countries. I don't know why they would be bothering to fuck with her. It's, you know, such low stakes. Like, it doesn't really matter. She's more annoying than anything. Like, she's not like a threat or anything like that. Like, okay, she's bringing in a absolutely tiny amount of supplies. Like, it is a propaganda operation. Israel and the Palestinians already have all the supplies they need waiting at the border. Apparently all the supplies are sitting out in the sun though, which is the issue.
Your battle awareness is
There's an absolutely minimal amount of supplies they are bringing in. It is purely for the optics. They are hoping Israel cracks down on her so then they can claim as some form of propaganda that Israel's cracking down on civilians in international waters. Oh, they're monsters. And they're enforcing like an unjustified blockade, even though the blockade is literally done to stop fucking Hamas getting weapons in so they can do fucking ambushes on Israeli troops and maintain order by killing their own Palestinian civilians within Gaza. But yeah, so that leads me to believe either Greta's like the most useful fucking idiot of all time, or more likely she's actually probably involved with fucking Hamas terrorists and the backers behind Hamas terrorists. So like Iran, Qatar, Shia Muslims in general, Shia Muslim terrorist groups in general. Like, if I had to guess, I'd say that's exactly what's happening. Like, I don't know for sure, I shouldn't say it as a statement of fact, but in my opinion, she is probably, you know, getting money from these groups in some form of another. She has gone all in on this. If I had to guess which group was giving her money, allegedly, I should say, I would say it would be Qatar. And, yeah, now her Freedom Flotilla has been attacked for a third time. But the way they're attacking them is incredibly petty and low stakes. Like, it's not... Okay, so you would assume like a normal attack in order to stop, you know, people breaching international waters, to stop people from, you know, breaching your blockade on a terrorist state that is conducting terrorist attacks on civilians. There was a mass shooting of civilians in Jerusalem the other day. In order to stop that, you gotta have a blockade. This is a civilian flotilla trying to just go through the blockade. To what purpose? I don't know. Fucking, they're dumb. I mean, they're just trying to like weaken the blockade, I guess. Gain some sort of propaganda victory so they can paint Israel as the bad guys, which weirdly aligns completely with Hamas's goals in this entire fucking guerrilla, you know, civil proxy war, whatever you want to call it. But like, the fucked up thing is, I was watching a video recently of a ex-Green Beret dude who went to Israel to check everything out, to verify or rebut the claims of Aguilar, who claimed that the Israelis had killed a bunch of civilians at the Israeli and US aid distribution points. Not the UN ones. The UN ones are just dog shit, completely run by UNRWA, and as a result, seemingly complicit with terrorism. That was a reason why all those aid workers got killed, because they were like with terrorists at the time. But he went through all the aid sitting at the border. Like, just walked through it and had a look at it to see what was there. And apparently he found like a shitload of sulfuric acid there waiting. Like, the civilian uses for sulfuric acid are like cleaning bricks and stuff like that. A cynical person, in order to make nitroglycerin, you need sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Okay? I won't tell you how to make it from there, but let's just say it's not very safe. But it's one of like 2 main ingredients you need to make improvised explosive devices. Why is there just a ton of sulfuric acid sitting there amongst the other supplies? I'll tell you why. Because it was obviously going to be used to make fucking improvised explosive devices for Hamas. Why else would they be importing it into the Gaza? And that was sitting amongst like all the baby formula and all the other international aid and everything like that, which, you know, also immediately gets seized by Hamas in order for them to, you know, sell it to civilians in order to fund their, you know, terrorist war effort. That is exactly why Israel has to intercept the flotilla. Who knows what they've fucking got on that flotilla? They might have a bunch of nitric acid on that flotilla in order to mix with the sulfuric acid waiting at the border in order to make bombs. Who fucking knows, right? That is why Israel needs to intercept them, to starve out the war effort from Hamas. Okay? It's fucking obvious, right? Simple one-to-one common sense, right? You don't want them to be able to get materials they need in order to, you know, conduct terrorist attacks on Israeli civilians, like the Jerusalem shooting which led to the Qatar bombing the other day. Like, obvious, common sense, right? You would think it would be common sense. So what does that mean? That means when they get close, they gotta expend minimal effort in order to intercept Greta. What else does it mean? It probably means they're not going through several hostile Muslim countries, sitting off the coast of Tunisia in order to use little shitty drones in order to drop stun bombs and shit on Greta's Freedom Flotilla. That is a huge waste of resources. Like, it's completely unnecessary. Of course they're not going to fucking do that. They've got bigger problems. They're invading Gaza right now. You think they're going to waste resources getting their people? Like, it wouldn't just be getting their people through these Muslim countries. They'd need like different papers, all that sort of shit. They'd need false identity papers. Like, of course they're not going to do it. Then they'd need to smuggle the materials in. Allegedly it was improvised explosive devices dropped by drones, right? So stun grenades and I don't know, maybe a phosphorus grenade or whatever. Like, that's if we're believing the Freedom Flotilla's claims. I don't think you can believe their claims at this point, but hey, look. Like, it's common sense. It's probably not what they're doing. Like, let's be honest. Their first false flag failed, just due to the timing of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Then they tried again another 48 hours, and that one I personally didn't even fucking hear about because of the Charlie Kirk assassination. But apparently 2 days after the first one, there was another one. No one heard about that. And since they haven't got the attention that they wanted, they have now, on the 24th, claimed another one. Now, what are they claiming happened in this attack? Well, they're claiming that Israel somehow blasted them Abba's "Lay All Your Love on Me" on repeat, mocking Greta's Swedish nationality. And then flew a bunch of drones over and dropped stun grenades on the boats with drones and somehow jammed their communications between each other's boats. During all of this, it seems like Greta seems to be missing. So I don't know if they pulled rank and realised Greta wasn't really getting the attention that they wanted. So they kind of got rid of her. by got rid of her, I mean sent her home because it was possibly getting a little bit unsafe with all the false flag shit that they're setting up. I don't mean, you know, killed her and threw her overboard. I don't think they did that. But, like, what the fuck? Like, this is just... It all seems to be like obvious false flag territory, right? But it's incredibly low stakes, and the only people that will believe it are like retarded leftist activists and like retarded leftist media. Like, they'll go, oh yes, that's exactly on brand for Israel's fucking brand. They would, of course they would do that to innocent civilians. Like, come on guys, really? Really? They're gonna go over to international waters, a pretty significant journey, right? It's like a 5-day journey. They're going to blast them with music. They're going to smuggle drones across the borders of several hostile Muslim states. They're going to smuggle the stun grenades across the borders of several hostile Muslim states. They're going to use the drones to drop the bombs on the stun grenades onto the Freedom Flotilla. Fuck, if you believe that, I've got a good sock pick for you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? No? Like, what a fucking absolute waste of resources. Like, it's just like a dumb propaganda. Like, even if Israel did do that, it shows how little they think of Greta, that they can, you know, they don't even need to resort to lethal force in order to, you know, discourage her, let's say. She has already been discouraged. Let's be honest. She appears to, like, not be involved anymore with it. What a fucking stupid fucking thing to happen. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's fucking hilarious how ridiculous this is. A first world, idiot, liberal, far left activist is allying with a Muslim terrorist cause. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What a time to be alive that this stupid shit is happening. And during all this, they're doing false flag attacks on themselves off Tunisian waters in order to condemn Israel in front of the international community. Like, it's just fucking absolutely dumb. What the fuck is going on? Like, you would think, like, a sensible person would just look at October 7th and say, look, maybe this, you know, terrorist state isn't worth my time. It isn't worth, you know, me backing them for my time. Like, apparently not with liberal activists. Liberal activists look at fucking, you know, terrorists and go, oh, they're poor oppressed browns. I must do whatever I can to, you know, help them in their causes. Let's be honest, Muslims are fucking terrible everywhere. Like, in Syria, they're, like, still killing Christians, they're still killing Druze. Like, North Africa, Africa the other day, they fucking killed a bunch of civilian Christians. Like, they just found 100 dead Christians. Like, oh, if you're gonna pick a pet moral cause, why the fuck would you pick Muslim causes? Muslims are fucking evil. Like, their history is atrocious. They've got, like, a worse history of slavery than anything white. Their slavery was worse because it involved fucking, you know, cutting the dicks off of their slaves, making eunuchs, and raping women slaves in harems, and, like, it wasn't just labor, they're slaves. And then on top of that, you've got the massacres of Christians in Egypt, Iraq, Afghanistan, fucking everywhere. Then on top of that, you've got the Turkish Ottoman ones, Armenian genocide, Greek genocide, Assyrian genocide. And you've got dumb fucking liberals that see all of that. Oh, I can change them. Like, it's... what the fuck is going on with these fucking liberals? They are severely fucking mentally ill. A lot of them. Like, they don't... I guess it's because they're atheist and they don't have a fucking grounded set of Christian ethics or morality. Like, we look at their actions and we just see, Hang on, that's obviously evil. That's obviously retarded. What are you doing? But like they look at it and they think, oh no, that's right. That's all good. American Empire evil. British Empire evil. Muslims poor oppressed. Even though, you know, if we counted all of the religious minorities Muslims had killed while they were spreading Islam by the sword, like, yeah, it's a fucking lot. It's a great deal. But I mean, retardation and hypocrisy of the left, I guess. I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. They are sterilizing and killing themselves en masse. Like, with all the friggin' trans ideology shit. Like, they're enabling a mental illness where a cosmetic procedure of sterilization apparently cures the mental illness. Like, what the fuck? Like a regular psychologist should be able to tell you, hey look, maybe we shouldn't resort to, you know, cosmetic mutilation as a form of treatment for your mental illness. But apparently not these fucking idiots. These idiots say, no, take drugs, sterilize yourself, then remove your reproductive organs to completely sterilize yourself, and yeah, that will fix your brain problem. And then, like, on top of that, you've got the fucking recent RFK Tylenol autism link. I'm pretty sure Johns Hopkins has now written an opinion piece confirming RFK's claim that if pregnant women take, you know, Tylenol, it will give the baby an increased risk of autism, which, like, makes sense. Like, you don't drink when you're pregnant. Like, Tylenol's a drug just like any other drug. Like, you don't drink too much coffee when you're pregnant. You don't smoke when you're pregnant. Like, all that shit's really bad for your baby because it interferes with drugs and stuff. Like, through the umbilical cord, you're fed, you know, your mother's nutrients and your mother's blood and all that sort of thing. If the mother's blood has, like, to put it another way, like crack babies, when the mother's addicted to crack, babies can be born with an addiction to, you know, cocaine. Like, yeah, it should be obvious. Oh, yeah, don't do it. Like, the same with vaccines. Like the COVID jab, when pregnant women were getting the COVID jab. Like, they knew from the rat studies that it went through either the mother's umbilicus or the mother's breast milk into the baby. They knew that from the rat studies. When they done the rat studies, they found COVID spike proteins and shit in the rat babies from the umbilicus and all that sort of shit. From the umbilicus and the breast milk. So it, you know, travels throughout the body. Like, it's it's not out there to suggest that a painkiller like Tylenol would do something similar. Yet now you've got fucking liberal retards on TikTok, and they're pregnant and they're putting their babies at serious risks for autism by fucking just chugging the shit out of Tylenol and taking Panadol and paracetamol and all that sort of shit. Like, they're fucking retarded to the point of being suicidal. Like, that's what liberals do. The backing of Hamas terrorists in Gaza is fucking no different. The calls for, you know, two-state solution in Gaza, at least you can say they're poorly timed. Okay, maybe do it when they're a bit more stable and they're not run by a terrorist organisation, then you can make it your pet cause. No, they're run by, you know, a terrorist organisation in the middle of a guerrilla terror proxy war designed to maximise the deaths of their civilians. We're going to call for a two-state solution right now. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, why would you call for it then? you know, wouldn't you just, like, even if you supported them, wouldn't you just, like, you know, stay quiet on the issue? Like, okay, look, I support, like, two-state solution in Palestine. I reckon the Palestinians should be given a fair run of it when they're not run by terrorists. I'm gonna call for it right now while they're run by terrorists. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And that's what, you know, Keir Starmer and fucking Macron and fucking Trudeau and Albanese. That's what all these fucking liberal retards that are probably globalist UN plants, let's be honest. Either globalist UN plants or China plants. That's what these fucking retards have called for in the international community. A global policy of weakness in the face of Islamic terrorism, which is exactly what will make the Islamic terrorism get worse. Like, it's just fucking retarded. Like, it's just gonna prolong everything. It's just gonna make everything worse. It's just a seemingly deliberately bad policy that's just gonna result in economic loss of life, like, just a fucking nightmare. Like, liberals are, like, fucking absolutely retarded. Like, even by their own moral foundations of care. Like, that's obviously going to result in more terrorism. Terrorism's fucking bad. Like, we don't give terrorism the fucking press it deserves. It is killing of civilians, usually in a brutal way. Like, if you just watch, like, one terrorist video of, like, 4 men holding another man down and stabbing him in the neck and then beheading him, it is a horrible fucking sight to see. Like, if you go on Live Leak or whatever it's called, you'll be able to see these things. They're not pretty, but they don't get the press, and no one knows exactly what it means when, like, people say Islamic terrorism or Islamic ethnic cleansing of religious minority. They don't see the Islamic dude yelling Allahu Akbar and then AK-47 machine gunning the fuck out of, like, a Druze civilian who's just sitting on stairs and shooting him until he's dead. They don't see the brutality of that. That isn't in the public eye. Where, like, other, you know, more covered by popular culture type shit is. Like, we know from popular culture what it looks like, you know, when the US or someone, you know, bombs civilians or whatever. We don't see Islamic terror attacks in popular culture. We don't see, like, public executions like they do in popular culture. Like I saw a beheading of, like, a criminal in an Islamic country, and it was just like a dude standing behind him with a scimitar and then cutting his head off, like, with one swing. Like, we don't see that shit, so it's not in the public eye. It's not really recognized, but hey, Islamic people are pretty fucked. Okay, they're like as bad as Nazis in terms of, like, the people they kill and the cultural practices and shit they have. But, you know, fucking liberals are retarded. They just see a brown oppressed people. They don't see all the fucking crimes those brown oppressed peoples do in their culture. Like, they don't see the fucking, like, just, like, simple shit, like the honor killing. Like, if we compare it to Western countries, honor killing kills, like, the same amount of people as, like, car accidents in Western countries. Like, that's a lot, right? That's a significant amount of honor killings in somewhere like, say, Pakistan. And those honor killings can be absolutely fucking horrendous, by the way. That's, you know, not to say nothing about the attacks on civilians that are rumored to have, you know, desecrated Qurans and shit. Like, there was a lady that desecrated a Quran, and there was, like, a fucking horrific video of it. They fucking beat her nearly to death. They were dragging her behind a car. They were burning her. Like, after she was dead, they continued to do all this shit. They, like, continued to, like, drag her behind a car. Come out that she didn't even, like, desecrate a Quran. It was a rumor that they did it. And then you've got dumb fucking liberals, like, backing this culture in the West. Like, No, fucking leave it in Pakistan. If anything, it should be taken out of Pakistan, like it's a horrible fucking culture. But, ugh. No, you've got First World Greta doing false flags for a terrorist state in Hamas instead of that.
I have observed your
Oh, jeez.
How is your morale?
Tell you what, it's gonna be good like 10 years down the line when all the liberals have either fucking killed or sterilised themselves and they're all too old to fucking, publicly agitate anymore, so they've just gotten rid of themselves. But fucking hell, they're in their death blow now, but fuck. Yeah, and just today you've got, more ICE attacks, you've got more, far left terrorist attacks on ICE for, deporting criminals, deporting their voters. Like this specific attack, it may or may not be a right-wing false flag. Like, I'm not going to say it is, like, it probably isn't. Like, chances are it is likely just exactly what it appears to be, a left-wing attack. The last several have been that. The attack on the ABC dude was a left-wing attack. The assassination of Charlie Kirk was a left-wing attack. All the attacks on ICE up until this point were left-wing attacks. The mass shootings of Christian schools have all been left-wing attacks. I think it's the last, I think it was 9 or so mass school shootings have been all fucking transes, so, definitionally left-wing. So there's no reason to suggest that this one isn't also left-wing, but it comes right after the Charlie Kirk assassination, and the evidence for the left-wingedness of this attack was bullets left behind that have ICE written on them. That is really easy falsifiable evidence if you're going to be, conducting a false flag. That is like the easiest falsifiable evidence you can fucking do. Like, this goofball blew his own head off after he shot 3 people. Like, it didn't work out for him at all either. So, at least according to the bullets, his motive was he was a left-wing attacker, right? Deliberately targeting ICE because he doesn't like ICE deporting criminals and illegal aliens that, border jumped and all that sort of shit. Enabled human trafficking, enabled child sex trafficking, all that sort of stuff. Apparently left-wingers really want that to continue. Like, why would we want to frame it in their terms? Of course, let's just frame it in our terms. They're fucked. They want child sex trafficking to continue. Like, why would we ever grant these fucking morons their framing? It's like a school of argument that says, no, you grant your opponent their full framing and then you use logic to destroy them within their own frame. Their framing, their argumentation is just all dishonest. It's all lies. So why would we even grant them their framing? Let's just publicly state that's exactly what they want. They want to enable child sex trafficking through the border. Why not? Like, why wouldn't we use that framing? Anyway, so it appears that was the motive. Unfortunately, he didn't kill a single ICE officer. All the people he hit were in a van, and they were all deportees or detainees or whatever you want to call them. Fuck. Talk about a fucking failure. After that, he committed suicide. So I can only imagine it was like, in his own head, he was like, ugh, I only hit fucking the immigrants, ugh, kill myself. But, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Seems pretty goofy to fucking shoot up an ICE facility in the first place, but hey, that's the left for you. In any case, you open fire on an ICE facility and on a van at an ICE facility. He exclusively hit detainees in the van. I think he killed at least 2 of them. I think the other one was critically wounded. Meaning he fucking unloaded on the van without knowing who was inside the van, which is like a very left-wing thing to do. It's very emotional, let's say. It's not a precise targeted attack on officers with a single shot and then running away. Like, what's his name? It is very emotional. It's like a very emotional thing to do. which leads me to believe that this guy was in fact left-wing. And the fact that he didn't try to get away, like old Tyler Robinson did after the Charlie Kirk assassination. He stood his ground and committed suicide, leads me to believe it's almost certainly a left-wing thing. Like, sure, I guess you could program a patsy to do it, or you could have two shooters and the other shooter could, you know, shoot him, but you would have to shoot him in such a way as to make it look like a suicide. That means a struggle. It's also pretty dangerous. Like, if you're going to sneak up behind someone and, you know, stick a gun in their mouth or stick a gun to their temple or whatever and then pull the trigger, you're gonna get DNA everywhere. You might get a bullet ricochet through the skull at an odd angle hit you. You might get bone fragments hitting you. You'll get weird bruising on the body. Like, it'll look suspect, right? So it leads me to believe, no, it probably just was a left-wing fucking lunatic, and the left-wing lunatic killed themselves afterward. And it was probably coming for a while if they fucking killed themselves. If they were, like, crazy to the point that they were going to shoot up an ice facility, and they were also suicidal, you know, because, you know, left-wing people are suicidal. We've gone through the ideology ad nauseum at this point. Yeah. Like, I'd say fucking the chances that it was a false flag are probably pretty fucking low, right? Like, it's probably pretty unlikely that the right wing set this up, used this guy as a patsy, used a system of, like, the thing from Shooter, let's say, which is like the harness, to get him to pull the gun to his own head and then pull the trigger for him. Like, yeah, probably not, right? It's probably just a fucking left-wing lunatic. Like, what is it? Occam's razor? The simplest explanation? Simplest explanation is, yeah, it's probably just a fucking left-wing fucking lunatic. After all, they did kill themselves. After all, that is consistent with their entire ideology. Like, yeah. And look, as said before, the falsifiable evidence can lie, but the targets and the motive usually tells the truth, right? Like, if you're gonna claim that it was a false flag, you need proof to claim it was a false flag. You can't just, you know, state it without any proof. But, like, let's just say, okay, let's humor them. What would be the goal for setting up this false flag, right? It would probably be to manufacture the consent of deporting people, right? And demonizing the left. Deporting people already is a popular issue. The majority of people support deporting people, particularly criminals, right? They don't need to manufacture consent for that. It's only unpopular things you need to manufacture consent for. It's only like, you know, doing shootings to push gun control and shit like that, right? And even then you'd need to do it through media. Like, a false flag can be falsifiable under, you know, regular circumstances. Like, the media immediately pushed Charlie Kirk's assassin as being right-wing, even though there was evidence immediately, right at the time, they found it on the scene, that he was left-wing, right? The fascist was written on the bullet. Like, so it's obvious, right? It just seems like if it was a false flag, it's a lot of effort to go to. It's just much more likely that he was just fucking retarded left-wing. At this point, I mean, we're granting a lot of grace to the left. I don't think we should grant them any grace anymore.
Talassa reporting. Xenos leader beast eliminated, Lieutenant.